There's knowledge your father never taught you. Not because he didn't love you, but because he probably never learned it himself. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote about it 500 years ago, and the church banned it. Kings feared it, weak men condemned it. Because once you understand these truths about human nature, you can never be manipulated the same way again. And the people benefiting from your ignorance, they really don't want you learning this. So here we are. I probably shouldn't be teaching you this, but someone has to. Because the game is being played whether you know the rules or not, and right now, you're losing. And once I show you how this game actually works, you'll never look at people the same way again. So do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to reveal is information most men will never learn, and the people in power definitely don't want you knowing it. Here's what Machiavelli discovered that made him so dangerous. People don't operate on logic, they operate on emotion. Every single decision someone makes, they rationalize it with logic afterwards, but the decision itself, pure emotion, fear, greed, pride, insecurity, status anxiety, the need to be liked. These are what drive human behavior, not reason, not fairness, not what makes sense. And once you see this clearly, you can predict exactly what someone will do before they even know they're going to do it. That's why this knowledge was banned, because the person who understands emotional drivers while everyone else is pretending to be logical, that person has all the power. Think about the last argument you had. The other person wasn't arguing with your logic, they were defending their emotional position and using logic as a weapon. Think about the last time someone betrayed you. They didn't calculate the pros and cons rationally. They acted on fear, opportunity, or wounded pride. Machiavelli watched this play out in Renaissance Italy over and over. Princes making strategic decisions that were really just emotional reactions. Alliances formed from fear, betrayals driven by ego, wars started over wounded pride disguised as principle. And the princes who understood this, they controlled everyone else like chess pieces. Here's why this knowledge doesn't get passed down. Most men never learn it. They go through life confused about why people do what they do, why loyalty breaks, why promises mean nothing, why good intentions lead to bad outcomes. They think if they just work hard, play fair, and treat people well, they'll be treated the same way. And then reality hits them hard. Someone takes credit for their work. A partner leaves for someone with more status. A friend betrays them when the stakes get high. A competitor destroys them while they were being honorable. And they're shocked because nobody taught them the dark truth about human nature. Machiavelli said, "A man who wishes to act entirely up to his professions of virtue soon meets with what destroys him among so much that is evil." Translation, if you play by moral rules in a world where others don't, you get destroyed. That's not cynicism, that's observation. Your father probably didn't teach you this because he didn't want you to become cynical. He wanted you to be a good person. But here's what he didn't understand. You can be good and understand how the game actually works. In fact, you have to understand the game to protect the good you're trying to build. Let me tell you something about loyalty that nobody wants to admit. Loyalty isn't permanent, it's conditional. People are loyal to you as long as you're valuable to them, as long as you serve their interests, as long as being loyal to you doesn't cost them something more valuable. The moment those conditions change, loyalty evaporates. Machiavelli watched this constantly, allies becoming enemies overnight, devoted servants betraying their masters, lifelong friendships ending when money or power was on the line. And he realized loyalty isn't based on love or honor or shared history. Loyalty is based on mutual benefit. The person is loyal to you because you provide something they need: security, status, resources, identity, power. Take that away, and the loyalty goes with it. Now, does this mean you should never be loyal to anyone? No. It means you should understand what loyalty actually is, so you know when to give it, when to withdraw it, and when someone's loyalty to you is about to break. If someone's loyalty to you is based on fear, what happens when they're no longer afraid? If someone's loyalty to you is based on profit, what happens when someone offers them more? If someone's loyalty to you is based on status, What happens when your status drops? Machiavelli's advice: build loyalty through multiple channels. Make yourself valuable in ways that are hard to replace, and never assume loyalty is forever. The moment you stop being useful, the moment you stop being powerful, the moment you stop being necessary, watch how fast loyal people disappear. That's not pessimism, that's preparation. Here's something else Machiavelli understood that most men get wrong. You don't want to be liked, you want to be respected. Being liked is fragile. It's based on keeping everyone comfortable. It requires you to never challenge anyone, never set boundaries, never prioritize yourself. And the moment you stop making people comfortable, they turn on you. But respect is durable. Respect is built on capability, boundaries, and the willingness to enforce consequences. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you can be both." People misunderstand this. They think he's saying, be cruel, be a tyrant, make people afraid of you for no reason. That's not it at all. He's saying if people don't respect your boundaries, if they don't fear the consequences of crossing you, they will cross you. Nice guys want to be liked, so they accommodate, they avoid conflict, they let things slide, they forgive repeatedly. And people lose respect for them because respect requires boundaries. Good men want to be respected, so they're clear about their standards, they enforce their boundaries, they remove people who repeatedly violate trust, and people respect that, even if they don't like it. Your reputation should communicate, this person is valuable, this person has standards, this person will defend what's theirs, not this person is agreeable, this person won't push back, this person is easy to take from. Machiavelli watched weak princes try to be loved by everyone. They ended up controlled by everyone. He watched strong princes be respected and sometimes feared. They ended up controlling their own fate. Which reputation are you building? Here's another hard truth Machiavelli teaches. Conflict is not a failure. Conflict is inevitable. Most men are raised to believe that if everyone just communicated better, conflict wouldn't exist. That's a lie. Conflict exists because people have competing interests, because resources are limited, because status is hierarchical, because someone always wants what you have. You can't eliminate conflict by being nice. You can't avoid it by being reasonable. You can't prevent it by being fair. All you can do is prepare for it. Machiavelli said, a prince should have no other thought, no other object, no other interest but war. He doesn't mean literal war all the time. He means always be preparing for conflict. During peacetime, train, build alliances, strengthen your position, identify potential threats, develop skills. Because when conflict comes, and it always comes, the person who prepared wins. The person who hoped for peace loses. This applies to your career. Someone is positioning themselves for your job. Are you preparing or hoping they'll play fair? This applies to your relationships. Conflict will test every relationship you have. Are you building resilience or avoiding difficult conversations? This applies to your business. Competition is coming for your market share. Are you fortifying or assuming loyalty? Nice guys avoid conflict until it's forced on them. Then they're unprepared and they lose. Good men accept that conflict is part of life, so they stay ready. Not paranoid, not aggressive, just ready. And if this is making sense to you, drop a comment right now telling me which of these truths hit you the hardest. Was it the part about loyalty, the part about emotions driving decisions, or the part about conflict being inevitable? Let me know in the comments, because I want to know which Machiavellian truth you needed to hear most. Let me be clear about something. Machiavelli isn't teaching you to be evil. He's teaching you to be effective. There's a massive difference between nice guys and good men. Nice guys care more about being liked than being respected. They avoid conflict even when it's necessary. They give unlimited chances to people who don't deserve them. They sacrifice their own interests to keep others comfortable. And they call this being a good person, but it's not. It's being weak and calling it virtue. Good men have strong values. They care about doing what's right. They want to build something meaningful and protect the people they love. But they understand that the world doesn't reward goodness automatically, that bad people exist, that competition is real, that you need power to protect what you've built. So they learn strategy, they set boundaries, they build strength, they understand human nature. Not to exploit people, to avoid being exploited,
not to manipulate, to avoid being manipulated, not to be cruel, to be effective while remaining good. Machiavelli's The Prince wasn't written for tyrants, it was written for good men in a bad world. And if you're still here, that's you. The game is happening. Learn the rules, stay good, but stop being naive. That's what they don't want you knowing. Now you know.